Have you ever heard of a frog that gives birth through its mouth? Or a tree so dangerous that standing near it can hurt you? These sound like scenes from a bizarre sci-fi movie, but trust me, these are real, mind-blowing facts about our world. Today, we're diving deep into nature's weirdest, most jaw-dropping secrets. If you're ready to be shocked, amazed, and maybe a little grossed out, stick around, because you won't believe these facts. Did you know there's a type of frog that gives birth through its mouth? This incredible amphibian is called the Gastric-Brooding frog, native to the rainforests of eastern Australia. Sadly, these fascinating creatures are now considered extinct, last seen in the wild in the early 1980s. So how does it work? After the female lays her eggs, the male carefully scoops them up and swallows them whole. These eggs release a chemical that suppresses the male frog's digestive system, transforming his stomach into a temporary womb. The eggs develop safely inside the male's stomach for several weeks. Then, the male frog opens its mouth wide, and out pop tiny froglets. Fully formed, miniature frogs emerge from their father's mouth. Scientists are still trying to unravel the mysteries of its unique reproductive system. It's a reminder that the natural world is full of surprises. There's a tree out there that's so dangerous, even standing near it can hurt you. Imagine a tree so perilous that it has earned the ominous title of the Tree of Death. This is the manchineel tree, a tree so toxic it's earned the nickname the Tree of Death. Its reputation is well deserved, as it poses a threat to anyone who comes too close. Found in coastal areas of southern North America, Central America, the Caribbean, and northern South America, this tree thrives in tropical climates, often blending in with other vegetation. It has reddish-gray bark and glossy green leaves, making it deceptively attractive to the untrained eye. Every part of this tree, from its roots to its fruit, is loaded with potent toxins. These toxins are so powerful that they can cause severe harm to humans and animals alike. The manchineel tree produces a milky sap that oozes out of any wound on its bark, leaves, or fruit. This sap is not just any ordinary plant secretion, it's a dangerous cocktail of chemicals. This sap contains phorbol, a highly irritating organic compound. Phorbol is known for its ability to cause severe skin reactions and other health issues. Even the slightest contact with skin can cause severe blistering, burning pain, and allergic reactions. The effects can be immediate and extremely painful. If you stand under a manchineel tree during a rainstorm, raindrops carrying trace amounts of the sap can cause painful blisters and skin irritation. The rainwater can act as a vehicle, spreading the toxic sap over a wider area. The small apple-like fruits look tempting, but biting into one can lead to intense burning sensations in the mouth and throat, blistering, swelling, and even life-threatening digestive problems. These fruits are a deceptive trap for the unwary. In some cases, just touching the fruit to your lips can be enough to cause severe reactions. The toxins are so potent that even minimal contact can result in significant harm. This tree is a real-life horror story. Its presence is a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk in nature, waiting to catch the unsuspecting off guard. What if I told you that some animals can survive for a short time without their heads? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true for creatures like cockroaches. Cockroaches have a decentralized nervous system, meaning their bodies aren't solely reliant on their brains for basic functions. They have clusters of nerve tissue called ganglia distributed throughout their bodies, which control functions like breathing, movement, and reflexes. This means that even without a head, a cockroach's body can continue to function for a short period. Their open circulatory system allows them to seal off the wound through clotting, preventing excessive bleeding. So, what eventually kills a headless cockroach? Thirst. Without a mouth to drink, a headless cockroach will eventually die of dehydration, usually within a week or two. It's a strange and somewhat gruesome end for a creature that can survive decapitation. This bizarre ability highlights the incredible diversity and resilience of life on Earth. What if I told you there's a cheese out there that's so alive, it's literally crawling with live maggots? Yes, you heard that right. Maggots! Welcome to the wild world of casu marzu, a traditional Sardinian cheese that's not for the faint of heart. Casu marzu, which literally translates to rotten cheese in Sardinian, is a sheep milk cheese that takes fermentation to a whole new level. It's a delicacy that has been enjoyed for generations. It's intentionally infested with live insect larvae, specifically the cheesefly larvae, which break down the cheese's fats and proteins, giving it a uniquely soft, gooey texture and a sharp, pungent flavor. This process is what makes casu-marzu so distinctive. The process of making casu-marzu starts with pecorino sardo, a traditional Sardinian sheep's milk cheese. This cheese serves as the perfect base for the transformation. Cheesemakers intentionally introduce cheese fly larvae into the cheese. This step is crucial for the development of its unique characteristics. The larvae burrow into the cheese, their digestive systems breaking down the fats and proteins, creating a softer, more pungent cheese. This natural process is what gives casu-marzu its signature texture and flavor. The cheese is considered ripe when the maggots are abundant and actively wriggling throughout the cheese. This is when it's deemed ready to eat. When eating casu-marzu, some people prefer to remove the maggots before consuming the cheese, while others consider them an integral part of the experience. The choice is entirely personal. However, removing the larvae is no easy feat. It requires patience and a steady hand. When disturbed, the maggots have a tendency to jump, up to 6 inches. This can be quite startling for the uninitiated. Those who choose to eat the cheese with the larvae still inside often shield their eyes or cover the cheese with their hands to avoid getting jumped on by these tiny cheese-loving creatures. It's all part of the unique experience of enjoying casu-marzu. Have you ever stared into a goat's eyes and thought something looks different? Goats have rectangular pupils. The rectangular shape of a goat's pupils isn't just a random quirk of nature. It's a brilliant evolutionary adaptation that gives them a visual advantage in their environment. Goats are prey animals, which means they're constantly on the lookout for predators. Their rectangular pupils provide them with a wider field of vision than round pupils, allowing them to scan their surroundings more effectively and detect danger from almost any angle. Imagine this, a goat with its head down, grazing on grass. With rectangular pupils, it can still see what's happening on either side of it, even without moving its head. This panoramic vision gives goats a much better chance of spotting a predator approaching from the sides, giving them crucial seconds to react and escape. These unusual eyes also help goats see better in low-light conditions. The rectangular shape allows more light to enter the eye, enhancing their night vision and allowing them to navigate and forage even when light is scarce. Did you know that fish can actually get sunburned? Fish, the animals that live in water, can get burned by the sun just like we do. Fish most susceptible to sunburn are those living in shallow waters or spending time near the surface. Water provides some protection from the sun's harmful ultraviolet UV rays, but it's not a foolproof shield. Fish with lighter pigmentation are more prone to sunburn because they have less melanin, the pigment that protects skin from UV damage. Sunburn in fish manifests as discolored patches of skin, often reddish or inflamed. In severe cases, the fish might develop blisters or lesions on their skin. Many fish, especially those inhabiting shallow waters, have evolved natural defenses against the sun. Some species produce more melanin when exposed to sunlight, resulting in a tan that shields them from UV rays. Imagine being the only tree in the middle of a vast desert for hundreds of miles in every direction. The scorching sun beats down on you, and the endless expanse of sand stretches out as far as the eye can see. You'd think nothing could possibly happen to you, right? After all, who would venture into such a desolate place? But here's the twist. The most isolated tree in the world was hit by a car. Yes, you heard that right. This is the story of the Tree of Tene, a solitary acacia tree that once stood as a beacon of life in the vast and unforgiving Tenere Desert of northeastern Niger. It was a marvel of nature, thriving where no other tree could. For centuries, this lone tree was the only tree for over 250 miles, 400 kilometers, in every direction, making it a landmark for caravans and travelers crossing the desolate landscape. It was a guiding star for those who dared to traverse the harsh desert. Its survival against all odds was a testament to the tenacity of life, a symbol of hope and resilience in one of the harshest environments on Earth. It stood tall, defying the elements, and offering a glimmer of life in an otherwise barren land. But in 1973, tragedy struck. Under the cover of night, an unexpected event unfolded. A truck driver, allegedly drunk and veering off course, collided with the Tree of Tene, shattering its trunk and ending its long reign as the most isolated tree in the world. The impact was devastating, and the tree that had stood for centuries was brought down in an instant. The once proud tree, a symbol of resilience and endurance, was no more. Its fall was a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, even for something that had withstood the test of time and nature. Its remains were carefully transported to the Niger National Museum in Niamey. There, it found a new home, preserved for future generations to see. They are now on display as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the impact of human actions, even in the most remote corners of the world. The Tree of Tene continues to tell its story, reminding us of the delicate balance between nature and human activity. Thank you for spending your valuable time watching this video. If you're as fascinated by these facts as I am, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you are not subscribed yet, and let me know in the comments which fact blew your mind the most. And if you want more mind-boggling content like this, check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.